NerdyNeo on the mic each week. Metroidvania secrets he likes to see. Pixel world so vast and grand. Exploring every inch with controller in hand. Mondays light up with his gaming spree. Metroid Castlevania will all agree. Axiom verse brings the mystery. Neo unearths every key history. Metroidvania Mondays we cheer and we play. Neo's guiding us through the digital frame. Monday nights are never the same. We live for this Metroidvania game. Restart Metroidvania game. Ready for this.
Well, hello everyone. Happy Monday. It is time for some more Metroidvania Monday, and hopefully we actually have a not failed stream. Last Monday we had some major technical difficulties, so we only got like an hour of Metroidvania Monday. I think I figured out what the problem is. I have not fixed it yet, but I think I know how to work around it. But yeah, so last week, let's keep the music going. While we're... no, that's not what I wanted. Keep playing, and let's turn it down so it's not too loud. There we go. All right, so last week's plan was I was going to stream through the DLC of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, because I had beaten the game on the previous week. And then I was going to come back and I was going to do the combat and platforming challenges, but I found out that those aren't actually required in order to complete the game. So I finished the stream where I beat the story. I played for a few hours and wrapped up all the collectibles that I missed, and then after the stream that night, I finished up everything and completed the game, the base game, and got all 100% of the achievements in the base game. Last week, I started off the DLC of Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, but because of technical difficulties, we only got, again, I don't know, like 45 minutes into it. I was switched to trying to stream the rest of it from my Xbox, and that failed as well. So I just gave up on it. I was incredibly pissed off because nothing seemed to work. But I did go ahead and play the entire DLC last Monday during the time that I would have been streaming, and then had dinner and stuff, and then I played the rest of it. So it would have taken 2 streams because it took probably about 6 to 8 hours. Because normally I do Metroidvania Monday for between 3 to 5 hours, so I don't think I would have been able to finish it in one stream, unless I did a really long stream, which I could have done. But I did finish it that night at, like, I don't know, like 1 or 2 in the morning. So I do now have 100% completion in Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. All the achievements 100%. And so obviously I streamed the entirety of the base game on Metroidvania Monday. I didn't, other than like the first hour of the DLC, that's all you caught. On here on Metroidvania Monday, I did not stream the rest of it because of my technical difficulties. You didn't miss anything. The DLC was awful. Terrible. It was such a disappointment from going from the highs of such a fantastic game that Prince of Persia: Lost Crown was to this god-awful DLC that was atrocious. So, I'll get into that in just a second. But I see Jeff in chat already saying, "What up, yo? Technical difficulties." The wife, indeed. No, I do not have one of those. It was actual technical difficulties because OBS has been a real pain in the butt. And so I think I figured out that the problem from when I'm streaming from my PC is when I go into full screen mode, because every time I go into full screen mode, and I don't know why, I didn't change anything, nothing changed, just started doing this. When I go to full screen, so I'm not actually looking at like all the sidebars in OBS. So you know what you're seeing, I have that go full screen. That's usually how I play my games. But all of a sudden, whenever I go full screen, it crashes the stream. So I think as long as I just don't go full screen, and I have all the little OBS bars around, I think I should be good. I want to figure out how to fix it because I like having it full screen. But since my monitor is big enough that even with the, slightly reduced size where I'm playing off of like, I don't know, like 70% of the screen, which is how I played my game streams for a long time until someone informed me, like, you can right click and go full screen, and I didn't know that. So it's just streaming back to the way that I used to do it, at least until I can figure this out. But I think, because I tested it where I left it running OBS in not full screen for like an hour, and it was perfectly fine. I hit right clicked, went to full screen, and immediately it crashed. All my monitors went black, which is exactly what kept happening and crashing my streams recently. So I think as long as I don't do full screen, at least until I can fix the problem, I think, fingers crossed, we should be good. But yeah, so yeah, just messing. I know. And we got a bot over on Kick as well. Goodbye, bot. But anyway, so the DLC for Lost Crown was awful. It was such a disappointment and a letdown. I definitely recommend playing Lost Crown. I recommend skipping the DLC unless you're a completionist like I am. The DLC was instead. So what they should have done with the DLC is like, it's not very long. Like I said, I could have beaten it in a long stream. It probably took me about 6.5 hours to beat in its entirety. So it's not terribly long. But what they should have done is given you like some new ability, maybe not necessarily right at the beginning of the DLC, but maybe like 25% of the way into the DLC, you get a new ability, and then you use that new ability that wasn't in the base game in order to, traverse the DLC and fight some new bosses and beat the DLC. No, what they did is they took away all of your abilities and they didn't give you any new ones. So you're basically a stripped down version of what you were when you beat the game. Like, you had like no double jump. I don't think you had your grapple ability. You had your air dash, and that was about it. So they basically stripped you of all your abilities and didn't give you anything new to work with. You didn't have your dimension shift ability. It's like, who's the retard who thought this was a good idea? Let's take away all your awesome abilities and not give you any new ones and have you play this for a few hours as a DLC. So that was a horrible design decision. And they just basically took everything away from you and gave you nothing to make up for it. So the DLC was, it was still, like, the platforming was good, and the combat was good, just like the base game, but there's, like, no incentive to play the DLC except for getting the 100% of the achievements. The DLC was a huge letdown. So you didn't miss much by me not streaming it, but those are my thoughts on the DLC. The Mask of Darkness is what the DLC is. And then the final boss, I thought, was, because you're so stripped down from what you were. Oh, that's another thing, is that at the end of the game, you have this huge health bar. They strip that all away as well. And you have no potions. So you do get, I think, you start out the DLC with 3 points of health. And I think you can upgrade that to 5, maybe 6. It's not much. And you do get your potions back. So basically that's the only thing you get in the DLC, is they strip away your abilities and they give you a couple of them back. You get a couple of your health points back and you get a couple of your potions back. I think at the end of the DLC, you have 5 points of health and you have 3 potions. Whereas at the end of the game, you have like 12 points of health and you have like 5 or 6 potions, and your potions restore a lot because throughout the base game you increase the efficacy of your potions, so a potion will restore more health than it did before you upgraded it. There's no efficiency upgrade, so the potions that you recover only restore the amount of health that you got when you started the original base game without any of the upgrades. And they also took away all your amulets, and they give you 3 amulets. That's it. There's only 3 amulets in the DLC. They're decent. I'll give them that. But they took away all your amulets, and you can't use any of your base game amulets. You can only use the 3 amulets that are in the DLC. And the final boss is like stupid hard. It took me like 20 or 30 tries to beat it. I asked my buddies in my Xbox Metroidvania Discord. I was like, well, first I asked, does the DLC ever get good? And I don't remember what the response was, but by the time someone responded, I'd beaten the DLC. It's like, nope, it doesn't get good. The DLC was terrible. And then he said, well, the final boss of the DLC is one of the best boss fights in the game. And I was currently playing the boss fight when he did respond with that. And I was like, I don't think so. I think this boss fight is trash because you're so weak. It's really freaking hard. And the fact that the boss is really fast, kind of like, what was the... I think it's Menelaus. I think that was the boss fight that I had so much trouble with in the base game. The dude with the archer that's like lightning fast. Which wouldn't be so bad if you still had your grapple ability to get to the boss. But this boss is so fast, you have to spend, like, there's only like tiny bits of sections, like 1 or 2 seconds where you can actually attack them without taking damage. But because they're so fast and they get to the opposite sides of the screen, you have to run to them. So you only get like one hit in before they move to somewhere else, or you have to dodge or something. If you had the grapple, you could kind of grapple to them to get to them much faster. So I did not think that the final boss fight, the final boss of the DLC was very well designed. But I did finally beat it after a lot of tries, and God, that felt good to beat that biatch, because that was super. I was so ready to be done with the DLC after just like 5 or 6 hours. It was terrible. So, yeah. So that is everything I have to say on the DLC. Don't play Mask of Darkness DLC, but do play the base game of Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. It was fantastic. So, but anyways, so I was thinking about what I was going to do for Metroidvania Monday today, because I as I just said, I just beat and 100%ed Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. So like, it's time to start a new game for Metroidvania Monday. But given that the long-awaited sequel to one of my favorite franchises of all time, my second favorite franchise of all time, the next game in the franchise finally comes out this Thursday, that being the Metroid Prime series. 18 years later from Metroid Prime 3, we're finally getting Metroid Prime 4, the first game I've pre-ordered since Destiny in 2014. I will be getting that on day one, on Thursday, and I'm going to be streaming it Thursday early afternoon. And then for the next few Mondays, I'm only planning on playing it on stream for Metroidvania Monday after that. But my plan is I will be streaming Metroid Prime 4 on Thursday, probably from around noon or 1 o'clock Pacific to about 5 o'clock, because Dude and I are going to be doing our achievement chasers that night. Otherwise, I'd keep going till like midnight or something. But after Thursday, I will continue on playing it, but only on Metroidvania Monday until I beat it. So, because I'll be starting a new game and be using that for the next however many Metroidvania Mondays it takes me to beat Metroid Prime 4, I was like, I'm not going to start a new game and just play it for one day. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let's do another Metroidvania Monday demo. So this will be the third one. And I think the first one I did was last December. So just by sheer coincidence, I did not plan this at all. But this will be the third Metroidvania Mondays demos. And they've all been about 6 months apart, I think. Let's see here. So the first one I did on... And happy December, everyone. I just forgot. Today is December 1st. So, the first one I did was November 25th of last year. So, just over a year ago. And let's see here. What did I play in that one? I played the demos for Hack, Ultros, Exophobia, and 9 Years of Shadows. I've not played Hack, the full game. I own Ultros on Xbox now, but I've only dived it, gotten the first achievement. I bought Exophobia on Xbox, and I will. It has some glitched achievements, so you can't complete it on Xbox. But my plan is to be number 1 to complete it. I only have 2 achievements left, both of which are glitched. So as soon as the developer releases a patch, I am got a save primed and ready to go for those achievements to unlock, and need to be the first one on Xbox to get 100% of the achievements. I am also the only person in the world on Xbox that has the achievement for beating the boss rush without taking damage. I also have it on Steam. I don't have all of the same achievements, but I do have basically gotten all the achievements for beating it and getting all the collectibles. It's not broken on Steam, so there are some people that have 100% of the achievements on Steam. But I will probably... I don't know. I haven't planned to 100% it on Steam, but we'll see. But anyways, Exophobia, I really like that game. Other than the developer himself, I'm one of, if not the foremost expert on Exophobia, because I've played it probably about 80 or so hours. I've written a bunch of achievement guides for the collectibles, and I recorded videos and I put them up on my channel. I think I'm the only channel on YouTube that has a collectible guide for each of the different type of collectibles. So I am quite an expert on the Exophobia game, and I've talked about it at length on Achievement Chasers. And I've been in contact with the dev himself. He doesn't know my name, but he knows my screen name. He knows NerdyNeo, and we've chatted and stuff in his Discord and stuff. So, and I also wrote a achievement guide for Steam as well. So if you go onto if you pull Exophobia on Steam and go to like the walkthroughs, one of them is mine. So I have played that. Although I went back and I watched my clip of playing Exophobia on the demos last year after playing through the actual game a bunch of times, and that demo is actually a demo. What I played in the demo is not in the actual final game. So I was like, now that I know the game all really well, I went back and watched it. I'm like, this is not in the final game. There's bits and pieces of it are in the final game, but that exact segment was not in the final game. So, and then 9 Years of Shadows, I own the full game on GOG. The GOG version of 9 Years of Shadows does not have achievements, so I bought it on Steam because I was going to play through it this year. I will play through it at some point for Metroidvania Monday, but the Steam version has achievements, so I bought it on Steam. And then literally like right after I bought it on Steam, they released it on Xbox. So I was like, dang it, I want to buy it again because if it's on Xbox, that's where I want to play it, since that's my platform of choice. So I don't own it on Xbox yet, but I will buy it when it goes on a decent discount. So those are the ones that I played on my first Metroidvania Monday demos of November of last year. And then my next one was 4 months ago. So that was in middle of July, basically right after I got back from my summer vacation trip. And that was a long one. So I played Anima Flux, Before I Go, Biogun, which I really like that one, and I want to buy that one and play. That'll once I get some more income again, I'm buying Biogun, and I'll be streaming that for Metroidvania Monday. I really like that one. Blade Chimera, I liked it. Constance, that one actually just came out like just had its full release like this week. So I'll be getting that one and playing it at some point. Inaya, which was okay, that came out on Xbox recently. I plan to play it at some point. Memories Reach hasn't been released yet. Mini Shoot Adventures, I really like that one a lot. That's another one that I am looking forward to buying and playing for Metroidvania Monday once I have money and they're go on a good sale. They're probably on sale right now. It's just I can't spend anything on games right now because I'm very strapped for cash at the moment. And then Mio Memories in Orbit, which has not released yet. And so doing a bunch more demos before we start Metroid Prime 4 on Thursday. So, you ever play the cel-shaded remake of Prince of Persia by chance, real quick? So, that is funny that you asked that one. So, the cel-shaded Prince of Persia is Prince of Persia 2008. That is the only other Prince of Persia game I've played. I haven't played any of the really old ones, like on DOS. I haven't played the Prince of Persia trilogy, which was like PS2, GameCube era, which everyone says is really good. I do plan to play those ones, so it's Prince of Persia, I don't know what the order is, but I know it's Prince of Persia Sands of Time. I heard that one's really good. Prince of Persia Enemy Within and Prince of Persia Two Thrones. Those are the trilogy. I will play those at some point, but I have not played them. And I was looking at them the other day because if they've got achievements somewhere, that's where I want to play it. So retro achievements, I figured since those are very popular, those three would have retro achievements. I believe only the first one, Sands of Time, has retro achievements. The other two, I don't think have retro achievements, but I do plan to play those ones. So I did play the Prince of Persia 2008, and I did 100% it back in. It came out 2008. Let's see here. When did I actually play it? I did 100% it, including the DLC. I enjoyed it. It was pretty and fun. It was a good platformer. I remember very little about it because it was so long ago. Let's see here. Prince of Persia 2008. So I did rent it, so I don't own it. It came out in December of 2008. Oh! 2008, December 2nd. So it came out, the anniversary, it's, let's see here. That'd be 15? Wait, no. 2025, so 15, 16, 17th anniversary of that game is tomorrow. So, yeah, it turns 17 tomorrow. It came out December 2nd, 2008. I played it in June of 2009, so I played about 6 months later. And I liked it. But like I said, I don't have any nostalgia for the classic Prince of Persia games. I've never played any of the older ones, so I don't think that one was terribly well regarded for a Prince of Persia game, but I enjoyed it. And I've heard complaints that the DLC basically undoes everything in the base game, but I don't remember. I just remember liking it. So Prince of Persia PS2 era is great. The remake was enjoyable. Oh, they did a remake? I did not know that. Yeah, let's see here. Prince of Persia remake? Oh, is Sands of Time a remake? I thought that was... I just typed in Prince of Persia remake, and Sands of Time is the first thing that pops up. But that was in 2003. So is that a remake of an even older Prince of Persia game? If it is, I didn't realize it. Because there is rumor that they're remaking Sands of Time for, like, modern consoles. But I haven't heard anything definitive on it. But, yeah. So, alright. So, the demos that we are going to be dipping into tonight are all but one of them. No, most of them are either on Xbox or going to be on Xbox, but two of them are only on Steam or going to be on Steam. So, oh, let's see here. The Forgotten Sands, I believe. Yeah, that. Oh, Forgotten Sands. Oh, that because I was getting that mixed up with Sands of Time. Gotcha. So anyways, the games that we will be sampling tonight are Lucid, Echo Weaver, Bioframe Outpost, Chronicles of the Wolf, Somber Echoes, and Other Skin. So looking forward to giving those a shot. Yeah, so let's see here. I swear that there was something else that I wanted to mention. Guess not. Gonna be listening while still working. All right. So, I guess that was pretty much everything that I had to mention. Anything about Prince of Persia: Lost Crown? Talked about that. Metroid. We start in Metroid Prime 4 on day 1 on Thursday, and continuing that. So yeah, we're doing more demos. As to not start a new game, play it one day, and then not play it again for months. So, all right. Let's get into, we're going to start with Lucid here. Actually, let's see here. So Lucid, let's check the store page right now on Steam. It does not have a release date yet, but it has a demo. So yeah, I can't even tell you when it's planned to come out because it doesn't even have a release date. But it is published by Apogee and developed by the Matte Black Studio. And it looks like a pretty good pixel art game. All right, let's launch that. And let's go to